welcome back. We've got two more guests. So if you've been with me all day, you do not want to leave now because the next woman that's coming up, one, she's going to talk about, the importance of getting your message out there. But two, we had 29 women today on this show, and she's responsible for 10 of them being here. I want to thank Michelle for being here. Hey, Michelle, what's happening?
Hey, how are you? I'm so glad to be here.
I'm so glad to have you. And before we talk about anything else, not only thank you for connecting me with these amazing women, but what amazing women they are.
Thank
Oh
you.
my goodness, you just expanded my world today. I thank you so much.
Well, you are so welcome, and I'm so proud to give you all those women to connect you. That's one of the things that I do in life is I connect people. So my pleasure. My pleasure.
You're an international publicist.
Yes.
And you're a PR specialist. Your team is fantastic. I sent out an email 3 minutes later, an answer comes back. I sit here and go, wow, that is unbelievable. How did you get in this field? What made you choose this field?
Well, actually, it's a funny story. True story. I worked myself through theater school and college for a publicist. But what had me look for that role was, do you remember that show Bewitched when we
Yeah,
were
yeah,
kids?
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
was
yeah.
fascinated with Darren and the advertising. Remember, he had always those advertising campaigns,
There
and
were
I was
actually
like
two Darrens.
fixated, right? Depending on which season it was. And so I was really interested in advertising. And even though I went to theater school, I was like, I just want to see if I can't. I was in Chicago at DePaul University. And I was like, I want to see if I can't get a job at an advertising agency. Well, I wound up working for a publicist who was a former WGN producer, so a radio producer. And
Wow.
this was like back in 1989, 1990. And she showed me the ropes back when it was typewriters.
Yep.
We worked on typewriters.
IBM.
So I've literally seen PR transition from typewriters to Twitter. Yes, I'm that old. I'm 52 and I'm loving every minute of it. So,
I'm right there with you. I've been talking about it all day. I'm 58 and I couldn't be prouder.
right.
To sit here and do this today at 58, 29 interviews, you feel it a little bit. I'm
Uh,
just going to
just
say that.
one more. Just hang in there, Tico. Just one
I'm
more.
hanging in. I'm hanging in. I'm probably going to sleep on the floor of the studio, but I am hanging in. So, why is storytelling so important? Why is getting your message out so important in 2022?
Because we're human and that's how we communicate. We communicate in stories. So after I went to theater school, I then got my master's degree in human development. I did my thesis on the father of public relations and how it intersects, how PR intersects with our personal development. Fun fact, the father of PR, known as Edward Bernays, circa 1920-ish, is the nephew of Sigmund Freud.
Oh,
So
wow.
marketing, our desires, how we move, how we take action against, whether we're going to purchase something or whether we're going to get involved in something is definitely related to who we are as human beings. And I am really committed that we impact those stories because the stories that you consume you.
Mm.
Are you consuming great interviews? Are you consuming magazine articles and newspaper articles that lift you up or bring you down? Do you see those conversations as an opportunity to make a difference? That's what I'm
Hmm.
about. And that's where you can then insert your story in the larger story of humanity. And there's a lot going on right now in 2022.
Yeah, there's been a lot going on ever since this little thing called COVID hit 2 years ago.
That's
We're
right.
about to go into the third year of this. With everything and all of the women that we've had the opportunity to, just share their stories today. Thank you again. Um, when is it important to reach out to someone like you? Is it when you start your business or after you hit a certain, income level? When should you be concerned about publicists, PR, getting the message out, telling your story?
I think that I think it's when you're ready, when you get to the point where you can't do PR yourself. So
Mhm.
PR is as simple as pitching yourself. So you got a great elevator pitch, that's public relations, right? You're at a party, a cocktail, a networking event, whatever. What you say, what you write about yourself, that's PR. So if you can do it yourself, I say do it yourself. Right? If you
Okay.
could clarify your message and get it out there, do it. You need to hire a publicist when it just becomes too big for you and you just can't manage it yourself and you actually need that type of staff for that support, or you just want a sounding board to say, am I on the right track? Usually people come to a PR firm when they've expanded beyond a particular industry or geographic region, and they need to manage a message larger than what they're used to.
Now, you know, the old saying of for real estate agents is location, location, location. You believe in timing, timing, timing. What does that mean?
Yeah, if you don't have the right timing, so it's got to be to the right person at the right time with the right message. That's what's important here. So it's about being in front of the press all year long, not just one and you're done. Sorry, it just doesn't work that way. I mean, they need to know that you're the expert in your field and that they can actually use you as a source in whatever they're covering. So a lot of people go, oh, I'm just going to send out a press release and be done. It's actually nurturing a relationship over time with people who are creating TV, like yourself, or people who are doing radio shows, or putting together a magazine. And by the way, magazine editors work 6 months in advance. So we're already pitching Halloween and Thanksgiving.
Wow.
Yeah. Right? I
Wow,
mean, we're
you never
March,
think of that.
right? Yeah. So
You never think
seasonal
of that.
news. There's breaking news of the day. There's seasonal, what's happening in the season, right? There's also evergreen news. Like we want news all the time. Like, how to keep your skin fresh or something like
How to
that.
keep your skin fresh. I love that. You should do a
By
commercial.
the way, you keep your skin fresh. This is a tip from my mother, who is 85 and an expert in skincare, her own.
Hi,
And she
mom.
just does vowels. AEIOU. That's what
Oh
she
wow.
be. Yeah, that's a little thing like for your neck, because she'll look at me. She's German. Beshade, your neck exercises. Do your neck exercises. So that kind of tips, though, if you got that like my mom does, you're in.
That's awesome. How important is social media if you're doing your PR yourself or hire an agency? Is social media still important?
Social media, that's where you're actually converting people. So if you think about paid, earned, and owned media, paid is advertising, owned are things that you own, and earned is where I'm playing, like earned editorial. So we say that earned editorial media is really about credibility, but paid media, that's really about traffic, driving traffic to a website, for example. And your owned media, that's really where you're doing that conversion. So someone comes to your website and then you're converting them to a sale. So they all work in tandem. That was a marketing 101, by the way.
Thank
And
you.
where you're doing the art of earned editorial media, what I'm doing is I'm trying to get you placed in the press venues, paid or owned assets. You see?
Who-
So it's like you have control over paid and owned. You don't have control over earned. But what earned is about is getting someone else to mention you in their paid and owned assets. Like I'm doing right now, I got you to mention me in your show. And that's
you
that's
are
the trick, right? Yeah.
you are absolutely
So,
right.
so
You
they
are
all work, they're all
absolutely right.
equally important. And you really one just has different functions than the other.
So, who's your right fit client? When you think about, you know, if I can do anything with anybody, my right fit client is whom?
Someone who's making a difference. So what I like to say, my elevator pitch is, they go, well, what's a publicist? I put people on the front page of the Wall Street Journal. And we have, and we've done that for many decades. So a person who's looking to see, like, if they're a fit with us, I'm not a soloist. I have a team of about 15. We're a boutique, what could they call a boutique PR agency.
Mhm.
And my business partner has a conversation, and we always will do a free PR consultation with business owners and people who are looking for PR. The big thing is, though, for us is, can we get behind your message? we got to be passionate about what you're saying. We got to believe in what you're saying. I'm not saying that we have to agree with it, whether it's like religion or politics, because that's your voice. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is, can we get behind? Does it make a difference for humanity? And will it make a difference for the public good? Because if it doesn't make a difference for the public good, then the press is probably not going to be interested. Then just go buy advertising. There's an old saying, because I've been around for a while. I'm sure you've heard this, Tigo, is you pay for advertising, but you pray for PR. And that's so true.
Yeah, that saying's been around since typewriters. We can go back there. It's been
Yes,
since
it is. Yes, it
typewriters.
has.
Well,
100%.
before I let you out of the hot seat, I got to ask you, what does International Women's Day mean to you personally?
Well, I think it's a celebration of women. Women historically have been in circles. And so this is a day where we can unite in a circle, virtually and otherwise, to harness the power of who we are as the majority on the planet. We're the ones that are actually creators, and we're birthing. Our bodies, by virtue of this body, we birth what's in the world. And so we're holding space for the earth, and together this day, International Women's Day, is for us to celebrate that sacred hoop that we all share.
Well, Michelle, I want to thank you, not only for being a guest, for being just your amazing self, for getting behind our message today of wanting to share this day with people and allowing us, access to some of your clients and friends that came on and just shared openly, and they were so much fun and so nice. That wouldn't have happened without you. I want to thank you so much. And literally met this many minutes before all this stuff started to happen. It was in our first conversation, and you went, "Oh, I got amazing people for that." And I went, "What? Wait, huh?" Yeah, you are the best, and I can't wait to see what's coming in our future right down the road, because I have a feeling you and I are going to be tied at the hip for a long time to come.
I agree. I feel the same. Well, you just have that synergy with people, and I have always felt that. Well, like since the day we met, too, like instant sisters. So I'm excited.
I am too. Thank you so much, and I will talk to you really, really soon. Enjoy the rest of International Women's Day.
You too, Tigo.
Bye-bye.
Take care. Bye-bye.